Hi guys, I've asked these two questions before. Is the next government about to be gifted a poisoned chalice? And are the Tories deliberately destroying stuff in order for them to sit in opposition and criticise a future Labour government for trying to fix their mess, hoping that the public will be convinced a new Tory government should be put back into power? The Institute for Fiscal Studies told Channel 4 News that the situation facing the next administration is worse than the last financial crisis. This means that the tax cuts that Jeremy Hunt is promising will have to be undone as soon as possible. Have a listen to this.
Yeah, there is no money, be honest about it, essentially. In fact, the IFS says whoever wins the next election will inherit possibly the worst financial situation for 70 years, which really is saying something for two reasons. First of all, think back to 2010 when David Cameron became Prime Minister. It was just after the global financial crisis and austerity ensued. Well, the IFS is painting a picture bleaker than that, possibly. Second of all, this isn't some random think tank. This is the Institute for Fiscal Studies. This is one of the sober grown-ups in the room. They put this stuff out there to, quote, focus attention of the main political parties. Well, both political parties have pledged to bring down national debt as a percentage of national income. Bringing down debt limits your options. We've got a budget in just over a month's time. The Chancellor has indicated he wants to bring down taxes. The warning shot across his bow from the IFS today, quote, tax cuts today add to the risk of tax rises or spending cuts tomorrow. Now, look, I put all of this to the Prime Minister's spokesperson today. And he said essentially, look, we've put in plans or we've put in measures which have brought down inflation, they've brought down interest rates, the economy is growing. Essentially, the IFS has got this wrong. So I put that to the IFS. This is what they had to say.
We're using the government's own forecasts, which are based on the government's own plans for tax and spending and the government's best assessment of the economic and fiscal situation. Now, things could, of course, turn out better. We should all hope that they do. But we have to reckon with the world as it is. And the world as it is going to be a tough place to meaningfully cut taxes or increase spending without some tough decisions.
Oh my goodness. So what the Tories seem to be doing here is, well, we're going to cut taxes and we're going to reduce government debt. So the only way you can achieve that is by cutting public spending. Now, cutting public spending at a time when the economy is already sputtering, it's not actually growing really. The Tories said the economy is growing. It's by 0.1%. It's not really growing. But you need to invest in the public sector. The NHS needs investment. Education needs investment. All government sectors need investment. And the Tories are already hamstringing a future government because what they're doing is they're saying, we're going to cut taxes. Then Labour will come in. They'll see what an absolute disaster it is. And they'll have to increase taxes. And then as the Conservatives are in opposition, they will say, look, we were actually cutting taxes. The Labour Party are the party of increased taxation. So you need to vote for us to get back into power so we can cut taxes once again. But cutting taxes when you're bringing down, when you're claiming that you want to reduce government borrowing and debt, means you have to cut public services. And what he pointed out here as well is that the Labour Party has said that they want to also reduce borrowing. They want to reduce government debt, meaning they'll actually have to increase taxes or cut public services. Now, they have been saying on and off that they're not all that interested in increasing taxes. So they'll have to find the money somewhere. So either they borrow, which they have said that they will not, because they want to bring down government debt, then they'll have to cut public services. So it will be austerity once again. We hope that's not going to be the case. We saw what happened with austerity. Thousands of people died as a direct result of austerity. What you should be doing is investing in public services. So it would make sense for a Labour government to borrow and increase taxes and invest that money in public services. That will help grow the economy. But of course, the elephant in the room, that being Brexit, is of course forgotten in this discussion. The Labour Party need to start the wheels in motion to rejoin the European Union. This would actually, even if the UK is not a member, it would show that they're open to this, that they're moving in that direction, and it would start to increase some sort of investment, or at least planning for investment. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.